at movies. Hello, and welcome to the vlog. Today I come to you from my living room because I had filmed a video in my office about how I peed my pants, but then I neglected to actually record the second half of the story, and I didn't feel like telling that story again. So we'll save that for another time. Today, I come to you from my living room because since I've moved here to Texas, I've bought a lot of books, like probably more than I've read in the last couple years. I bought a few on Amazon, and then I bought a few from a secondhand bookshop. So, as you can see from my stack right here, these are all the books I bought in Texas. So I'm actually going to start with this stack of paperbacks that I bought on Amazon, and they were maybe like $4 or $5. This one is by Francesca Zappia, and it's called Made You Up. It's about a schizophrenic girl who goes to high school, and she has a hard time telling between reality and what she's making up in her head. I haven't read it yet though. And then these next three I have read already. I just finished this one, Side Effects May Vary by Julie Murphy. It's about this girl who gets diagnosed with leukemia, and then she fulfills this bucket list, and it's like getting revenge, sneaking into a theme park, and then she goes into remission, so she has to kind of deal with the aftermath of what she did when she thought, oh, this is the mark I'm gonna leave on the world. This is Everything Everything by Nicola Yoon, and it's about this girl who is supposedly allergic to the world, so her mom keeps her like in a bubble that is her house, and then this boy moves in next door, and they fall in love, and they go to Hawaii and have an adventure, and it's beautiful. This one is called All the Bright Places by Jennifer Niven. This book messed me up. There's this boy and this girl, and they're both on the edge of a building, and that's how they meet, and then they fall in love, and then it turns into this crazy story that got me like, I don't know, because like, just read it. It's gonna be a movie. Elle Fanning's gonna be in it. It'll be great. This next stack of books is what I bought from the secondhand bookstore here in San Antonio, and these books I got for maybe $2 or $3 a piece. After getting the books that I bought off Amazon, I kind of like had this feeling that I'm like, you know, I think I'm growing out of young adult fiction, because this love that these kids are having in this book, like, it's sweet and it's enjoyable, but it's not as enjoyable as I remembered it being. Like, when I read Anna and the French Kiss, I read that in one night. That was great. So I decided to go with a little more classic authors. Like, you'll see. Just let me go through it. Okay. So first, I've been wanting to read this for a while, The Color Purple by Alice Walker, and I actually just started it today, and the dialect and the speak kind of reminds me of how Jim talks in Huckleberry Finn, and how Scout perceives the world in To Kill a Mockingbird, but it's a lot darker than To Kill a Mockingbird, so I'm really excited to finish that. This book I actually read in high school, and by I read, I mean my friend Jeffrey read, and then when we would talk about it in class, he would tell me what to say, and I would say it so I could sound smart. It's Of Mice and Men by John Steinbeck, but I remember, even though I didn't read it, I fell in love with Lenny, and he was my favorite person, and the ending crushed me, so I figured, you know, that was 3 years ago, maybe you should actually try and read it yourself. So there's that. This is Across the River and Into the Trees by Ernest Hemingway, and it's basically a love story, I guess, that takes place post World War I in Venice, Italy. This is As You Like It by William Shakespeare, one of the comedies from Shakespeare, because when you're in high school, you read Romeo and Juliet, and then you read Hamlet, and both of those are kind of depressing and kind of sad. So I figured that reading a comedy would be fun. This is The Waves by Virginia Woolf. What inspired me to read Virginia Woolf was All the Right Places, because Hazel and Augustus is to Imperial Affliction as Finch and Violet is to Virginia Woolf. They quote Virginia Woolf in there. They had some quotes from The Waves, and so I decided to pick it up at my bookstore, and the back seemed very promising, as it says, "In deeply poetic prose, Woolf traces the lives of 6 people from infancy to death, as they fleetingly unite around the unseen figure of a 7th elusive and mysterious." Maybe I can't read. The last book I picked up was kind of a surprise book. I went to the bookstore with one of my coworkers, and she said, "You know, I've always wanted to been able to just pick up a book and read it without reading the back, without knowing anything about the author or anything." So I walked to the clearance rack where the books were like $1 each, and I picked up 2 books, and I said, "Which one do you want, this one or this one?" And she picked the other one, and I got this one. It's How to Be Lost by Amanda Ear Ward, author of Sleep Toward Heaven. So I haven't read the back, and I haven't read it yet because it's supposed to be a surprise book. All in all, I think I got about 10 books, and I've read 3 of them. So out of these 3 books, I would probably recommend Side Effects May Vary, because I like the concept, I like how the story is written, I love Alice and Harvey and their relationship, I like that she was a ballerina. Yeah, I think out of the classic authors that I picked up at the secondhand bookstore, I'm most excited about finishing The Color Purple and reading the Ernest Hemingway Across the River and Into the Trees. I guess this is my summer reading list video, even though there's no promises that I'll finish reading all of these by summer, because I'm kind of a slow reader and I have to really like a book to be willing myself to pick it up and continue it. It's different reading a book in a class, like when I was in AP English my senior year. We read Hamlet as a class, and that was more fun because you could talk about it, whereas when you're reading classics by yourself, you're kind of left to your own devices and left to your own mental capacity as to whether you understand it or not. I have to wait a year for residency here, a year of living in Texas and also working 20 plus hours a week. That's what the university just emailed me today, and so that means that I can't go to school until next April, and I have to keep my mind busy, you know? Thank you so much for watching this video. Give this video a like if you like reading or if you like cute animals, because I have some cute animals right here. If you like, I could give more in-depth reviews about what I thought about the books I've already read, and maybe some of the books that I'm going to read as I've read them. I could post what I think about them and kind of what the story is about, more in depth of the books I've already read. So go ahead and leave a comment down below if you want to see that. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next vlog!